Hey guys, people, how you doing? This is Minister Porter. You back hanging out with me on some one-on-one. One-on-one is just me and you talking about what we talking about. People always ask me, who are you talking about? I say, man, I ain't talking about nobody. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. Today on one-on-one, I want to talk to you about a word, loyalty. A lot of people don't understand the word loyalty, or they use it in the wrong context, put it in the wrong place, or they're loyal to people they should not be loyal to. On Tuesday nights, I get to go down to the county jail and I speak to some of the young men down there. And one of the young men asked me, he's like, Minister Porter, he's like, would you snitch? Would you tell on one of your friends if it meant you could get out? And I didn't want to rush the answer, so I told him, I said, I'll get back to you next week. So I prayed to God about it, and I wanted to give him something honest. I wanted to give him something from the heart. And so I told him, I said, you have to match the level of loyalty of the people you're dealing with. So let me give you an example. Hypothetically, let's say a friend of yours commits a crime and they arrest you for the crime. The friend allows you to go to jail for the crime that he committed. How loyal do you have to be to him? Because he's willing to let you sit in prison for the next 5-10 years while he's free. Because you have to be loyal to a system, to a code that says you can't tell what really happened. Now, I believe you should have to match his level of loyalty. He's not loyal to you if he's willing to let you go to prison for something he did. So I asked the young man, I said, do you have children? Yes. Do you have a mother? Yes. Grandmother? Father? So what is your level of loyalty to them? Because who's going to raise your children in your absence for the next 5 to 10 years? It sure ain't going to be the dude you covering up for. Who going to send you money? Who going to come visit you? Sure ain't the dude you covering up for. So you have to match their level of loyalty. If it was me, I wouldn't let my homeboy go to jail for something I did. That's not the way we was raised. If you did the crime, you do the time. That's just the way we were. But for somebody to commit a crime and let you go to jail for it, that ain't your friend. That ain't your homeboy. That ain't your man's. So why do you have this level of dedication to him, this level of loyalty, this misplaced loyalty for people who really don't care about you? I see the problem is people say that's why the game all messed up, because you got guys in there who want to tell, and if you wasn't about that life, you should have never got involved. You're absolutely right. If you're not about that life, you should have never got involved. Because you think it's a game. I'm out here in the streets. I'm out here in the game. It's a game until they give you a basketball score, until you get that 65 to 122. And then you realize it's not a game. It's real life. And then somebody like myself is trying to educate you before you get to that point. Trying to tell you it's not a game. You're not about that life. So you might as well come on out of there. Get out of that lifestyle. Get out of that life before it costs you more than you're willing to pay. Why are you loyal to a system, a bunch of people who care nothing about you? I used to watch young guys when they come in and join, they got a 2-year sentence. They doing a flat 2. So they homeboy be like, man, you can't get in trouble. You ain't got to see the parole board. And they give him a knife and they give him an assignment to go do something to somebody else. And then the young guy who was only supposed to be there for 2 years end up there for 17 years because he done committed a crime in prison. Because he done caught a case in prison. He done got an assault. He done got an attempted murder. He got caught holding all the drugs and all the stuff that didn't nobody else want to have. Because he's loyal to a fault. Because he don't have enough sense to think for himself. So he allows other people to think for him. Some of you are being loyal to people who don't care about you. And it makes no sense to me. Especially young men. I see it, man. I see it way too often. Way too often. You're going to have to learn how to go against the grain. You're going to have to learn how to stand on your own. Be like, no, man, I can't be the fall guy. I can't be the patsy. I can't keep doing what y'all want me to do. You're going to lose your life being loyal to someone else's cause. It makes no sense to me, man. You can call me whatever, but you won't call me a fall guy. You won't call me a follower. You won't call me a patsy. You won't call me nobody's fool. And loyalty ain't got nothing to do with looking like a fool at somebody else's expense. Take care of your life, man. Take care of your life. This is the only one you get. This is the only one you get. This ain't no video game where when you mess this one up, you get 2 more chances at life. This is it. And I'm not going to spend my life doing what somebody else want me to do with it. I'm not going to sacrifice my life for the sake of some other fool. And then you go to the joint for 10 years for something somebody else did. And then 2 years later, here he come in the penitentiary with another bit. With another 20-year bit. And you looking at him like, man, I could have got myself out if I knew you was going to come in here 2 years later. That's the real dumb part. You covering up for a guy who in the joint with you. That's dumb. Well, I'm loyal. You know, I'm about it. Okay. You call it loyal. I call it blind. I call it foolish. You ought to have more loyalty towards your kids, your mama, and your family. That is my family. The streets is my family. Okay. See how much they feed you once you get locked up. See what they send you. Them young boys come in the joint, they give them a bowl and a bag of chips and a couple of noodles, and they think they're their family. Sucker. You being fooled, hoodwinked, bamboozled. They gave you a bowl, a fork, a bag of chips, and a couple of noodles, and now you down to do whatever they say. Foolish. Stop being loyal to a fault, man. Don't be nobody's dummy. Understand what real loyalty look like. Hey, that's just me, man. That's one-on-one. Take that with you. Ain't gonna charge you for that. That's free. God loves you. I love you. That's the way it's gonna be. See ya.